Welcome to the Random Encounter Show. I'm Deathstalker 5, coming in from back here in my little workshop / painting studio. Yeah, been back here a lot. Of course, our gaming table, the questing table as it's called, my little section in the living room where I'm allowed to do my gaming from time to time here at the Fortress of Doom. It's still full of all the stuff we've been buying and flipping and getting on eBay and shipping out to people and stuff just wanted it off in the community and whatnot. Hopefully, it will clear more and more as we go. I'm hoping very soon. I've got to quit buying stuff to flip before that happens, right? Yeah, the kitchen table's also full, so I've been hearing the blues from the wife. We never use the kitchen table. We eat on the couch. Does anybody still use a dinner table? We use it like twice a year when family comes over and for the holidays. Yeah, I'll clean it up before that happens. Make sure you have something to drink. Come hang out with me and we're going to talk about a few things. With all this buying and flipping, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I am working myself into the ground. Well, I shouldn't say into the ground. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. But I'm working myself probably 90% of my time, including sleep, behind the scenes directly for the show. You know, I said a while back that I wanted to get this show going full time. That is my main mission at this point. Every time I thought in my semi-retirement, in which I live in, that I was ready to just go for it. Something in life would happen. Yeah, life's always happening. This time around, it's just straight dedication and hard work going into it. And it's, like I said, we've got a lot of catching up to do, but I'm totally devoted to the cause here. To getting this channel finally up off the ground with some of the actual main stuff I had envisioned if I ever started a YouTube channel to do. Yeah. Hopefully it gets much better than what we've done, though I'm very proud of what we've done around here, because what we've done is build, even though it may be considered a small community by some, it is a great community. Yeah, and it's the community that inspires me to just want to continue, that has inspired me just to dig in, devote myself to getting this channel rolling, getting this community even bigger, and seeing what we can do. But it's a lot of hard work. I'm telling you, it's a lot of hard work. I'm putting the hours in here. Yeah? But this is all in the effort to get where I want us to be. Yeah, so I give a huge shout out and a big thank you to all of you out there, the Random Encounter Army. Those of you who have joined into our membership, the Rogues Gallery. Those of you on our Discord channel and our Facebook group and on our Facebook page, links to all that below in the description. Those that not just contribute monetarily, you know, that's a massive help, but those that share their hobbies, those that give me someone to talk to with similar interest, seeing people come together because of what we're doing, and those people out there that share the videos and give us shout outs and stuff on different channels and whatnot, and just keep the Random Encounter Show and old Deathstalker in mind. My hat's off to you. You have nothing but my eternal gratitude. You know, when I first started the Random Encounter Show, it was an idea of mine, and it was never meant to be a channel where it was basically just me. I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel to cover my hobbies and share things with people and build a little community. But the Random Encounter Show wasn't necessarily going to be that. I actually started it with a friend of mine. It was going to be more like a sort of just a live chat podcast type thing. Once a week or so, just covering solo tabletop gaming and whatnot. And that just didn't work out. Yeah, for various reasons, that just didn't work out. But I had started this thing. People had jumped on board, subscribed, and got involved. And I'm not a quitter. Yeah, you can say what you want to about Deathstalker 5. I might be an idiot. I might be hard-headed. You know, I might be stubborn. But I'll never be a quitter. So you know, the Random Encounter show, even though I wasn't necessarily ready at the time, and it wasn't what it's become now wasn't an intentional thing when I had set it up. You know, it's I just started seeing it grow, and I'm so proud of where it's come, and I'm so excited to see where it can go as we pick up steam around here. Yeah, you know, what else is there? Oh, apparently I'm not a nice person. Did you know that? Somebody told me that recently. And you'd hate to be in the mind of Deathstalker 5. Oh, if my thoughts could be published. But as somebody was telling me this, in the back of my mind, Motorhead, Lemmy, Ozzy, and Slash were playing I Ain't No Nice Guy After All. Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. It's just caused me to think a little bit. Think a little bit on life and everything. Not that it really bothered me or anything, because I agree, I'm not necessarily a nice person. I do try to be friendly. I always try to be drama-free and positive. But most importantly, I hope that in the end, that I was just real. Yeah? I can't stand fakery. I can't stand fake people. And in life, all the people I've came across that just went out of the way to be nice, and they're always just so nice, just so nice. They were always, like 100% of the time, ended up being the backstabbers, the backbiters, the nastiest, gossiping, terrible people you could ever meet. The whole over-the-top nicety deal was just an act to hide their, I don't know, just how gross they were, how disgusting they are, what a piece of garbage they were. Yeah? Yeah, it doesn't mean I don't try to be nice. I guess I try to be more friendly. Yeah? But I like I said, I'm just real about things. You know, it's just like doing a YouTube channel here. You know, I've been told over and over and over, what the heck are you doing? This is how you should do a YouTube channel. This and this and this and this, and this is how you should present things and talk about things and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in doing something that isn't me. Yeah? I'm just not interested in it. It was very surprising to me. Once, even when we only had a few hundred subscribers, but as we picked up over 1,000 subscribers, it definitely happened more often. Just how many companies in the industry approached me, essentially, and offered to basically pay for the show, pay for my word, pay for things. Yeah, I had no idea that could happen to someone small time as the Random Encounter show or me. It was unbelievable. But yeah, it didn't interest me. My word will never be for sale. That's why I try to be very careful with my word. You know, my worst fear for this YouTube thing is not to be exposed or this or that. What are you going to expose me about? You know, I'm already disgusting and weird. I have no problem telling you that. Yeah? No, but my biggest fear is that I get something and I really like it or whatever, but I don't give a proper perspective or something about it. And it ends up being a disappointment to people. Yeah? And that's a good fear to have. I think that's a fear that a lot of YouTube channels out here, especially in the tabletop scene and video game scene, They should have that fear as well, because I see a whole lot of shenanery going around. Yeah? Where one minute they love something, just look at your big tabletop channels right now. Go back to, I don't know, just a few years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, on their channel. And they're just celebrating 5th edition D&D left and right and all of our affiliate links. Ba, 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 ba. There's nothing better. It's the greatest tabletop RPG in the world. Ba, 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 ba. Now that sort of the consensus is that people don't like Wizards of the Coast. Now all of a sudden, we hate D&D, try these other games. That's fakery. It's fakery. I don't mind calling it out. It's fakery. Yeah? It makes any channel that does stuff like that, anything they have to say, I automatically turn it off because I can't trust them. Yeah? They're more worried about what's popular or what's in the consensus of opinion than they are about actually being honest and talking about their actual hobbies and what they love. Yeah? Not my thing. Not my thing. So in the end of it, no matter what you can say about me, no matter what you can say about this show, the one thing you will be able to say is that at least I was real about it. Yeah? I kept it real. I'd rather die with my boots on than be on my knees to anybody. Yeah? And I don't even wear boots anymore. At best, I've got a pair of Crocs on. Well, you think I'm joking? I'm semi-retired. Yeah? The work boots went in the closet years ago. Anyway, what the heck were we even in here for? Oh, talking about the hard work. Some of it's starting to pay off. Yeah, it's starting to pay off. We've been buying stuff, flipping it to generate money, especially for the show. So it's like, for me, like the last, what was it? I think it was last episode we did. It's hard to keep track. I'm doing so much, guys. It was the last episode. We went down to Pensacola. For $200, we bought all the D&D stuff. Now, I could have took that $200 and put it directly in the show and got some things. But for me, I think about it. I said, I can take that $200, put it into something, and then put some work into cleaning it up, making it nice, making some nice eBay listings and such, and turning it into $500 for the show. Yeah, that's a much better deal to me. Plus, it allows me to share my hobby of that kind of thing. I've always been a thrift store shopper, a flea market shopper, going out into the community. I love people that find stuff, and it's like, what all do you have? Let's dig around. Let's find stuff. Let's make deals. Yeah, I love that. And a big shout out to all of you out there that's purchased some of the stuff once we've got it cleaned up and listed and stuff. A big thank you for that. It just goes straight into war funds for the show. So speaking of those war funds, today, literally just this afternoon, I got a big package in from Troll Lord Games. A few different books and stuff in there I wanted for the Deep Delve. We got a nice looking t-shirt in there we can wear for the Deep Delve and around the show. It's extra large because we've canceled the weight loss program, right? We're going to need that shirt. But one thing I got's been interesting me for a while now. I knew nothing about it. It was some kind of Kickstarter. I know there was some controversy around the Kickstarter. I don't do Kickstarters. I've never done a Kickstarter in my life. There's never been anything that went to Kickstarter that once it actually was a physical product finished and out there that I wasn't able to pick up at around or even less than the Kickstarter original pricing. Yeah? So Troll Lords had this massive box set. They've had it up for a while. It's $150. Yeah? I'm not typically the person that would spend $150 on a product for tabletop gaming. But it intrigued the heck out of me. Yeah, because it ticked a lot of the right boxes. And I don't know if it's going to actually reach the goal that I have in mind for what it should be, I thought it would be interesting that we at least take a first look at it here, discuss what we see, and then we can, of course, use it for some solo gaming down the road. But it's Ernest Gary Gygax Jr.'s The Hobby Shop Dungeon Marmoreal Tomb box set. Yeah, very, very handsome art on the cover of that box set. Very, very heavy box set. This is the heaviest box set I've ever held in my life. So I said, we'll get into this and take a look. And then we have one of our channel members sent a package into the show here. Let me get it moved over here so that we can actually get into this first, and then we're going to take a look at that. This is even more interesting probably than the box set right now, because I have no idea what's in this box over here. It was supposed to be a miniature. Yeah, for me to do a commissioned paint job on. We'll take a look at it. It's big though. First, let's get into this Marmoreal Tomb. I'm a huge fan of RPG box sets, even though they have, in the last couple of years, begin going to the wayside. You see very few proper box sets. You see a lot of starter sets and such come out for different RPGs. But the adventure, campaign setting kind of deal, box sets, it's been a while since I've seen any of those done properly. This one is actually for first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah? You guys know that's my favorite edition of Dungeons and Dragons. It's been a while since first edition AD&D had a proper box set, right? It's the first one I've seen in a very long time, at least new. Let's get into this. The Marmoreal Tomb has been found. The sun rises on the Viper Head Pass. The massive dwarven statues framing the green marble doors lead to a settlement pillaged years ago by stone giants and their minions. Great treasures have been left undisturbed, and tunnels loaded with ore are still ready to be mined. The silent halls now call for exploration, for the dead want peace. The shadows stirring in the depths will not let them rest. Just that little bit is enough for me to be intrigued. It says, you are holding in your hands the ultimate tabletop role-playing supplement package, a landmark box set which will support long adventure campaigns, sporadic scenarios, or occasional game sessions for many, many years at your game table. Now notice when it talks about long adventure campaigns and sporadic scenarios and occasional games, the sporadic scenarios, etc. That's already making my ears stand up, sounding like this may be good for some solo gaming. It includes the Marmoreal Tomb main module, its appendices, and their two main expansions. Yeah, like I said, this is really, really heavy box set. So what's all supposed to be in here? The Marmoreal Tomb main module. It's 182 pages. It presents the ruined dwarven settlement of Groom Galib, an ancient burial vault, burial vaults, and the crypts beneath. It also includes a description of their immediate environs and the veil beyond. The appendices, 90 pages, complement the main module with full bestiary stat blocks, additional floating events, again, sounds like something that would be good for solo, groups of NPCs, potential henchmen, and all the key reference material needed to run a living world. Sounds fantastic. The Wilderness, 194 pages, so that's going to be bigger than the actual main module of the tomb. Includes a gazetteer of the entire region around the module, the factions vying for control, a complete village and fully detailed inn, both intended as bases for the player characters along with additional game aids. For me, I love dungeons and exploring dungeons, but I'm more of an overworld fan. out adventuring in the overworld looking for dungeons and such, but also that's where a lot of the role playing, interacting with other peoples and politics and bargaining and all kind of stuff that you can get involved with in the overworld. That's more my thing. So that it has the wilderness is 194 pages. It's the big outside world around this tomb. That really interests me. Then we get the underworld, 250 pages. So our biggest book adds additional levels to the dungeon complex, introduces threats and opportunities which will further threaten the balance of powers in the entire region, and grants access to weird and colorful worlds and demi-planes along the way. Yeah. This set includes more than 700 pages of content paired with over 24 full-color maps describing the main locations described throughout. Characters progress from 1st to 10th level and beyond as they discover the nature and mystery and deal with the obstacles set before them. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with AD&D, going from 1st to 10th level in the AD&D system proper, 1st edition, that's a lot of gaming. That's a lot of gaming. So yeah, it tells you it's easily compatible with 5e and Castles and Crusades. Of course. Again, very handsome box set. Like I said, this was actually part of some Kickstarter campaign. Somehow, some way, it took much longer than they anticipated. Some things got convoluted along the way. I know nothing about that. Really don't want to know anything about it. The only reason I have a clue about that is, like I said, this game sort of intrigued me. So I did the old Google foo. To see who all was talking about this game. The only talk I really, or not game, but this module, the only talk I really seen that was at the top of the Google research was the Kickstarter itself, and a lot of the talking heads on the internet having some negative things to say about not the game module itself, but about the Kickstarter experience. Again, if you game like I do, if you hobby like I do, and just avoid the Kickstarter nonsense, you get to avoid all of that as well, But most importantly, I just want to open this up, and take a look and see what the heck we've got in here, because I haven't looked yet. Up top we have the Marmoreal Tomb game module. So this is the main module. Let's just do a brief quick look through, and we will talk about what we see. We get an introduction to it. So far, okay, there's some maps and such put in. The locations look to be, I know this camera's going to give us a headache. When we get a proper setup around here, not working back here in the studio, we'll have much better camera angles, and we'll revisit this and take a look at it, maybe give it a proper review. This is not a review. I'm literally just opening the box. But with these sort of mega dungeons and stuff, these keyed entries are fantastic because you don't have to really pre-read them so much as read them and interpret them to your game as a solo player or as a co-op player as you move around the map and come upon them. We got some... the first few pages, I didn't see much artwork at all, but the artwork now is picking up. So I see, as the adventure goes along to the keyed locations, there are statted enemies. We start here in chapter 2, environs in the cave system. I already see some promising stuff. Random encounter charts, natural caves and tunnel charts, keys to the areas, etc. I haven't seen any artwork that's really wow-wee. The cover artwork is wow-wee. The artwork isn't bad so far. It's just not super wow, but that's okay for most adventure modules and stuff. Some of it's actually pretty decent looking. You know, it's so like I said, I'll hold my judgment on the artwork. We're barely into this thing. Like I said, come back and do a proper review, but even better than a review, let's play some of this. Yeah? Yeah, so everything's keyed to locations on the map. Got some random encounter charts and different things. Looks promising. Yeah, definitely a hefty module for a dungeon. It looks like they just went all out for this project, though. Here's the appendices. Yeah, same cover. Let's take a look here, see what we got going on. So we get a lot more monster stats up front. We get some more maps of places. This looks like a massive dungeon. We get an undead chart for what we encounter when it comes to undead. So each location is further filled in by the appendices. There's some events that happen in the dungeon. We get some handout maps in black and white. We get some handout, what you would give the players, some handouts of background information that looks like notes and letters and things. And then we have Appendix D GM cheat sheets. We have numbered encounters and different things. So yeah, this stuff would be very easy to incorporate, building your own tables and such, especially for this campaign and the areas of the campaign you're in. Yeah? Not looking bad so far. Not looking bad. All right. This is the Underworld book. This is the big book. Got a different cover here. So we have search charts for searching in rubble, burial vaults, detention cells, random encounters, and burial vaults. This is interesting. You can tell a lot of love went into this. Who was it? B. Poirier, I think his name was, that was the main driving force behind putting all this together, along with Ernie Gygax Jr. So here we have more random encounter charts. This book has much less art than the first two. It does have art though, and we get filled in with some various creatures and monsters and such for it. Yeah? Another fat book is we get the Wilderness book. Yeah? Come on, light. Give us some light. Not any better? We'll deal with it. This actually is the outside world of the campaign setting. More keyed entries, more maps. Notice all the maps have location keys, numbered location keys and such. Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm looking here because this is where those charts normally are most important, but it's easy to build outside location charts based on where you are. Yeah, here we go. So we have terrain type encounters. We have encounter complication charts. Lots of charts here. Distance to encounters, evading encounters, general encounters, magical creatures, animals, humanoids, humans and demi-humans. The six figures and factions of evil. The undead and outsiders charts, aquatic and amphibious charts, figures and factions, so factions and NPCs and such it looks like, and different locations of the world. Major arcana of figures and factions. So we have something that deals with the tarot deck here. Are we going to be able to incorporate the tarot deck here? I've always liked incorporating the deck of tarot cards just to use sometimes as inspiration for oracle results and such. But if they incorporate it for NPCs and what they're doing and such, this might be a step up. Yeah, then we get an introduction. There's lots and lots and lots of charts here. Ancestry, humans and demi-human, who's in charge of a location. Lots of charts here. And then we get, of course, a lot more monster stats and such. We get actual NPCs of various races. Gnomes, dwarves, half-orcs, half-elves, halflings, humans. Yeah? Pre-made NPCs that figure directly into the module. We get map keys. We get, I love stuff like this. You get, for I guess probably the main inn, you get a full like printed menu of items at the inn and how much they cost. A few pages of that. You get heraldry charts. That was one thing that Gary Gygax seemed to like to incorporate a lot into his game worlds, was actual heraldry based on medieval heraldry with the fantasy twist. Yeah, I can appreciate little things like that. So that's our 4 main modules. Yeah, they're heavy. They're big. Yeah, thank goodness they broke them up into 4 different books. Yeah, make it a lot more accessible and easy to use. What do we have up next? It looks like we have our maps here. I'm just going to pour these out real quick. See what we're working with here. Lots, and I've got a stack of maps in my hand. So we get levels of the dungeon, all squared off, all with in full color with the location numbers, the keyed numbers, along with various terrain bits and pieces. This is an ancient temple. Yeah, we're just gonna dig through here. We get a side view of the dungeon. Actually, these are bifold. These are single sheet, like the dungeon side view here. Yeah? That's something that sort of went to the wayside too, was presenting dungeons not just as a top-down view, but also the side view. Seeing it in both aspects helps the game master or someone as a solo player get a much better concept of the dungeon overall. You know, just looking from the top down, sometimes in your imagination, you just don't pick up how deeply you're going into the earth and such things. Here we have a hex map that's covered in the heraldry of the factions, along with the names of different places of the overland world. And I believe each section is a different color to show what faction that territory is held by. Yeah, if that's the overland map, that's going to be sort of disappointing to me. We'll talk about that, if that's the overland map. Another section of the Marmoreal Tomb Dungeon. What do we have here? We have the Tunnels of Crom. Yeah. You know, that definitely gets my interest. Okay, maybe this is an overland map. Or one of the overland maps. Yeah, the overland maps are broke down by region with keyed locations. Nice big overland world because it has so many maps. Yeah? Boy, there's a lot of maps. Troll Lord games, they do box sets well. Yeah? Single maps, we've got the cellar of the Twin Tankard. I'm going to guess an inn, the main inn. We've got the Twin Tankard ground floor. So we have locational maps of specific locations in the overworld and in the dungeon. That's interesting. The Twin Tabard Attic. I'm not sure. Maybe the Twin Tabard Inn is such a popular place. We need that many maps of it. I don't know. The upper level of the Twin Tankard. We get the Wilderness Expansion Overview Hex of the Overworld. Hexes of the Midlands. Yeah, these are neat. Hive World. Some of the underworld stuff, I guess, below the Marmoreal tomb. The combs. More of them. So I'm guessing this is a big location. The Mellifluous Shrine. Yeah. We're not done yet. I got some more maps of the Overland. Some bifold ones. More bifold maps of the Mega Dungeon. Yep. They just continue onward. And this one looks to be the environs and the cave system. Yeah, so that's a heck of a lot of maps, and that's what's in the box. Yeah, I love to see all these maps, but I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit disappointed. A little bit. Overall, it looks like you get a lot for your money here. 150 bucks is pretty steep, but there's definitely the product in the box to, if this really interests you like it did me, that you're going to get years of gaming out of this. Especially us sandbox gamers. Yeah, I've got years of gaming out of Keep on the Borderlands. No joke. Just that, how many pages is the Keep of the Borderlands? 30 or so? Yeah, because no matter what, you can use all these maps and these locations and just create your own gaming experiences as you go along with it. But I am a little bit disappointed, and I'll tell you what that is just here in a second. Let me get this put away. Like I said, this is the heaviest box set I've ever purchased. Hopefully, that is a good thing. Hopefully. Hopefully we can get it closed. Hopefully we can get it closed. And I like how hefty the actual boxes are that Troll Lord. They stopped making box sets for the world of Aird, I noticed. Also Anzia, the Dragon's Crucible and stuff. I'm so happy I bought those box sets at the time. But they make nice, big, thick, actual boxes for all this stuff to go in. This one definitely needs it. The sort of flimsy boxes of the old days would have never held this much material. My one disappointment so far, because I know we're just looking in the box. My one disappointment so far with this is that at least for the Overland, I would have expected at least a poster size map. When I say poster size, you know, something like what's behind me here. Something you could put into a frame. Something you could lay down and mark your stuff and do your sandbox sort of adventuring around the world as one big map instead of breaking it down into one page and bifold maps. The dungeon is okay for those. Yeah, because you don't want to lay down a big map of the dungeon and everybody sees everything in the dungeon beforehand. So the dungeon, I actually prefer it in the bifold and single page maps. But the Overland map, for the price of this set and everything, I would have really figured the Overland map would have been a poster size map. Troll Lord Games puts those poster size maps in almost all their projects where they fit, like the World of Aird, for example. Castle Zygig. We also got in, we'll take a look at it later, I didn't want to blow this episode up, make it 15 hours long, but they had, I bought the Hermit. Just opening the box, I seen the fold-out map in the book. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointment because I'm a fan for at least overworld maps to be big and beautiful and something to display and sandbox all over and hex crawl all over. Not that I'm not going to be able to use these. It's just I wish I had that big fold-out map. Yeah? But, yeah, $150 though. Is it going to be worth it? I hope so, because this is a chunk of money. Yeah? I'm not a rich guy, so $150 for essentially a massive adventure module / campaign setting. That's a lot of bread for me to throw down. But it is absolutely, looks like it's just stacked full of material. Quantity doesn't necessarily mean quality. So that's one thing to think about. With Ernie Gygax Jr.'s work and also Luke Gygax Jr.'s work, I've seen some of their stuff and I picked up some of their stuff like the City of Gaxmore and such. And it was pretty underwhelming. But, I'm hoping this because they went the old school AD&D approach and everything with this. I don't mind a classic mega dungeon crawling slash and hack adventure. Yeah, that's what I actually like. Yeah, I like to do some RPGing and bring the living world and all that. But I like an old school slash and hack adventure. So this looks like it might incorporate the best of both worlds. You got a good dungeon to go in there and do some hack and slash fighting in. You got an overland with various factions, with territories all vying for control of who's going to end up with this tomb and all of its treasures and such that are inside of it. So that looks like it provides excellent, at least background for some heavy role-playing game elements as well. Or not role-playing game elements, role-playing elements. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. Yeah, it's up in the air on what it'll be. But I definitely just wanted to open it up because of my excitement that, hey, we got a first edition AD&D massive box set, in a world of someone who loves box sets. These don't come around often enough. In other news, I was talking to Steve, the guy behind Tales of Argosa. There's nothing promised yet, but his intention to release the actual overworld of Argosa, the Midlands. It's actually a module that's available now. He's converting it over to the Argosa system. He wants to produce it as a proper box set campaign module. I will ask him, please, whatever you do, if you're going to go to box set route, yeah, key us some dungeons and all that smaller maps, but give us a nice big overland map, for our hex crawling. Yeah, our map crawling. Yeah. So, but I'm super excited about that. Yeah. RPGs, we're making the swing. We're making the swing back to what made them great, I think. At least some people are, and I'm more than happy to support them. So, yeah, we'll be back with more of the Marmoreal Tomb when we have a chance to maybe review this. But, guys, I think our best bet is let's roll up some characters at some point. Get some miniatures on the table and some dungeon tiles and such. And let's just play this as a solo experience. See what it is, The overland stuff, I may have to do a lot of research there to be able to build the tables and different tools and such to control some of the elements of the overland, like the different territorial factions and such. But I've done similar things to that before, and it can be a very interesting solo experience to either watch those factions vie against each other or take a hand to help one of them or whatever, or maybe even start your own, etc. We'll get there. But when I see something like this, I just see a world of possibilities. Yeah? So $150 for a world of possibilities, that's better than $150 for hanging out at a bar one night for me. Yeah? So, yeah. Let's get to this package here, because I have no idea what we're in for. Big, massive package, right? This comes from Kent Maddox. He's a Rogues Gallery channel member here. He sent us over the D&D Legend of Drizzt board game on the holiday special, and talking with the members and such, I have a few of them here on my desk, but people are sending in some miniatures and stuff to be painted. Yeah? Because you guys remember, if you don't know, doing the show, part of the way I fund the show is doing commission paint work on miniatures and such. Yeah, just throwing that out there on our channel about page. You can go, I have a Facebook page up. I don't do it very professionally. Yeah, I'm mostly a word of mouth painter. But I've got a Questing Table Studio on Facebook. I've got a link there on the about page to the channel, as well as all of our other stuff, where you can go take a look at some of the painted work I've done and whatever. And maybe if you decide, hey, I like what Deathstalker does, I want to send him a few miniatures. Hey, I'll be more than happy to work with you at more than reasonable prices. Anyway, this is a massive box for a miniature to come in. Yeah. So I don't know what he sent over here. He said the miniatures in here. He also said that he put in something from his personal collection he wanted to send me, and I have no idea what we're in store for. I'm very interested though, because me and Kent, we have a lot of similar interest in tabletop gaming. Yeah? So let's bring out the co-star of our show. Here's Lucky! And we'll get to chopping in this box. What's going to be the best way to open this box? Yeah, I guess just from one of the sides. I wonder if Lucky's still sharp. Oh yeah, from the holiday special. Oh yeah. All right, we got a bunch of wrapping paper. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. Guys, I see something on top of the box. Oh my goodness, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. If I would have known this was in the box, we'd have just dedicated an entire episode to this. Holy smokes, kid. I don't even know what to say. Yeah? Hang on one second. I'm going to take what's on top of this box and we're going to set it down here. This is mind-blowing. Yeah? We're going to see. Maybe. Possibly. Where's the miniature at? We'll find it. Hopefully we'll find it. Oh my goodness. I guess we just have to talk about it. Oh my goodness. I'm trying my best to compose myself, guys. I'm too humble for this show. I'm too humble for this community. I'm too humble for you guys. My goodness. I thought getting the Troll Lord Games box was going to make it an exciting day. Oh my goodness. Guys, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, you got me, Kent. You got me big time here. Yeah, guys, we've talked about it in the last few episodes and before, that I had a big Advanced Dungeons and Dragons collection, and I ended up losing it 2008 in just a bad divorce. Yeah, vengeful ex-wife came in to get her personal property out of the home, and her family set to stealing and destroying pretty much everything I owned and things that I really enjoyed and I really put a lot of time and stuff. That was the main targets. Yeah, so my gaming collection pretty much got wiped out in one day. And I had been, we're talking about a collection I had carefully been building and putting together since the early 90s. Yeah? And I've been slowly over time rebuilding some of that original collection. And one of the things I've talked about that was big time for me, it was probably one of my most exciting finds as a kid at a flea market, was this right here. It was the second edition D&D Dragon's Mountain, our Dragon Mountain Adventure Module Campaign Setting box set. Is this show ordained by God or what? I want somebody to argue with me. Yeah, the proof's on video. You know, we got miracles happening around here. The proof's on video. We come down to talk about, hey, box sets. I'm excited that we see a box set coming out for AD&D. It has been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen a box set of any kind really come out as far as adventure and setting campaign materials that interest me. And then we get this. You know, when I think of classic box sets and beautiful box sets, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this box since 2008. I've thought about it. I've been on a quest to find it and not pay over $100 on eBay for this box set. Because I don't know why, but for years and years and years, this specific box set has been calling to me from echoes in the past. But every time I go and I search and I look around to see, hey, does anybody have one for at least a reasonable price that's complete? The answer is always not unless you want to spend a buku of money. I can't believe that Kent sent this over. I am floored. I don't even want to accept it for real. Because this is too much. This is too much. Yeah, and I can't believe it came on this episode of all episodes. I'm floored, guys. I don't know what to say. Dragon Mountain, I spent so many hours here as a solo gamer, as a teenager and such. The Dragon Queen and the mountain and her whole kobold army, you know, inside the mountain. What an experience. This module, it just stood out. Yeah, it just stood out. Let's just read it here. Let's just get into it. The rubble-strewn passageway twists and turns, winding ever deeper into the mountain, lower and lower into the bowels of the ancient forbidding halls of the long-dead dwarves. The torchlight flickers, threatening to succumb to the oppressive darkness. Creeping along one striated granite wall, Arikas, the warrior, moves cautiously toward the great cavern ahead, its sides and walls disappearing into the gloomy distance. Cocking his head to one side to listen, he holds his hand up for a moment, demanding unconditional quiet from his companions. Then, his arm relaxing in relief, he waves everyone forward and moves into the open. Before him, scattered to the far walls of an enormous cavern, are piles upon piles of glittering treasure, coins from countless kingdoms, sparkling gems, exquisite jewelry, and items of wondrous power, enough for 20 kings' ransoms. Ericus laughs gleefully, thrusting both hands into the nearest cache of coins to let them run through his fingers. At that moment, a monstrous shadow looms threateningly over him. Looking up, Ericus blanches and stumbles back in horror before the terrible visage of the great red worm. The fearsome dragon opens its razor-filled maw and spews forth a gout of white-hot flame, engulfing the hapless warrior. The ultimate dungeon master fantasy. This is the most deluxe dungeon designed to appeal to discriminating and demanding role players. Adventurers, beware. This is more than just a dragon hunt. Within the lair of this beast lie cruel and deadly traps, befuddling conundrums and puzzles, and cunning minions that will be the end of overconfident or careless adventurers. Inside this box, there's 3 64-page books comprising 2 adventures that link into one super campaign, 12 full-color reference cards, 16 special player handouts, 8 monstrous compendium sheets, a sheet of cardstock stand-ups with 24 plastic bases, 6 full-color poster maps, 2 of which link together to make a giant tactical playing surface for use with the miniatures, are the included cardstock figures. This show's ordained. We've got the Marmoreal tomb over here. Ancient dwarven complex, mines and such, overran by stone giants and minions. And then we've got Dragon Mountain. You know, where the giant red dragon queen, the red dragon takes over. Yeah, definitely got the inspiration from Smog, I would say. But this box set just stands out. I have no idea what we're getting into here. Up top, we've got a set of bicycle cards. Oh, these are some pretty cards. What's wrong? Look at the faces on the jacks there. It looks like... you look at the kings. We got a skull king and what's with the long face king? Yeah? What the heck do we have going on here? I don't know. Bicycle Tragic Royalty card deck. Absolutely a killer looking card deck of playing cards. Yeah? Oh boy, look at it. I don't know. Kent's crazy. He's sending over Dragon Mountain plus this stuff. What is going on here? Look, the bicycle deck even matches the color scheme of Dragon Mountain. Yeah, the light. Yeah. What's going on here? Alright, looks like we've got our miniature to paint for him. I'm just curious, guys. Come on, I'm a painter. I want to see what the heck we're going to be working on for Ken here. Kent could have sent us anything. He sent us over a late 80s, early 90s Games Workshop Beastman. Oh, this is going to be fun. It's like a gore. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to paint. I like painting Beastmen. So that'll be a fun adventure. Painting this up for Kent, the Maddox. Oh my goodness. Guys, the bases are even in here. The cardboard standees are all in here. Oh. Oh, there's a little something in there. But boy, oh boy, it's been a long time. There's one thing I want to see. I'm just going to flip through here. Just see an old friend. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Absolutely killer. There's book 2. Look what condition this is in. My goodness. Like I said, this is going to book 3. This is going to be hard to accept. Yeah. Oh my goodness, but I can't believe it. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Some handouts. In case you never saw the old handouts in these type box sets for players. Yeah, all the handouts. We got some maps. Yeah, there's one map I'm looking for. Look at the artwork there. There's one map I'm looking for. You got these letters that look like they're handwritten that you can leave for the players and such. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm overwhelmed. I'm completely overwhelmed. But I've got to find the big red dragon map. My goodness, even the TSR customer response card still in there. We've got our Monstrous Compendium. We just covered that last video, 2nd edition. Sheets for specific creatures in here that wouldn't be covered by what you would consider the monster manual for 2nd edition or 1st edition. I played this with 1st edition rules. Yeah. Here we go. We just got to get to this map first. Yeah, this map hung on my childhood and teenage wall for many, many years. It is one of my favorite maps of all time. Not maps, posters of all time. Yep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just a beautiful piece of art. Absolutely love it. Anytime I'm watching YouTube and I see Dragon Mountain sitting on somebody's shelf somewhere, it's a rare thing. But every once in a while I'll see a YouTube channel that covers older stuff and whatnot. Stuff that I like and enjoy. And I'll see Dragon Mountain sitting back there. And it's like, how do you not have this poster on the wall behind you? Yeah? We've got location maps. This is not the type map, but this is the size map I expected of at least the overland to see with the Marmoreal tomb. Like I said, that's a little bit odd the way they did that, but we'll work with it. But we got all of our locations and such inside and outside the Dragon Mountain here, including the mega dungeon and such. Here was a fun one. Take a look at that. Piles of treasure inside the mountain. Yeah, and these were maps that were actually like giant dungeon tiles, basically. This kind of stuff. That you would put your miniatures down on here and actually play out the scenario in that location. Kent, my brother, I am floored. I am floored. I don't know what I could have possibly done to deserve this. You know, I think that all the time here. Like our holiday special. People sending stuff into the show. I have no idea what I do that would deserve such a community. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying I'm just working as much as I can. Putting everything, I'm gambling my life here. In a lot of ways. To make this show possible. Because this community deserves it. This community deserves everything I can give them and more. And you guys that have all gotten behind this thing. You know, I feel just a eternal gratitude toward you. But I feel that I owe you the best damn show in human civilization that I can possibly create. And that's where we're going. Yeah? But I'm too humble for a lot of this stuff. Yeah, and my camera is too finicky about light to handle it. I go from looking like Homer Simpson to O.J. Simpson in this light. Yeah? But like I said, I'm just so humbled. I'm so humbled. Each and every one of you out there. My hat's off to you. Our subscribers, our Discord members, just everybody all the way around. You guys, I don't even know my role into this. You guys make this place so awesome. This whole community is just so awesome. And I don't know what I could have done to be sort of in front of it. Yeah, up here on camera. It's just amazing. My hat's off. This just took me though. Yeah? This just took me. For someone to take this out of their collection and send it to some Yahoo like me on YouTube that doesn't even speak good English anymore. He's been living in the woods way too long. You know, doesn't have common decency and manners hardly. You know, to send somebody like me such a treasured item out of your personal collection. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. It astounds me. I'm eternally grateful. Yeah, we gotta sort of change gears. My goodness, Kent. My goodness. You're gonna get the best damn beastman the world's ever seen. I'm gonna paint this thing. Yeah. Holy smokes. Holy jumping Krishna. Guys, I'm too humble for this. I'll see you very shortly here back on the Random Encounter Show.
And this has been but one tale from the days of high adventure. You can join Deathstalker 5 on his quest by hitting that subscription button and joining his Random Encounter army. On the channel's About page, you will find our Facebook page and Facebook group where you can get more directly involved with the fun. And make sure you use our affiliate links to support our show.